Happy life.
Yeah, and so, but then also it's access to Atlanta and Buckhead. But don't sleep on Jody as well, who is a city council member. She's someone who's been very vocal and very supportive of a lot of initiatives that a lot of people in the city of Sandy Spring care about.
All right, great to have y'all back. This is fun.
You waited on me to come back to have this conversation.
Yes, we did. All right, coming up, winners and losers. Stay tuned.
Time now for the week's winners and losers.
All right, Martha, we'll start with you.
Well, my winner this week is Veteran Secretary Doug Collins. He really took Senator Mark Kelly to task on some inaccurate information about the VA, and he did a great job at that. So he's my winner this week. And Peach State Bank is celebrating 20 years in North Georgia. We had a fantastic Low Country Boil Thursday night to celebrate that at the rowing venue, where it is still growing, and it's another winner because it's the only venue that's still doing what it did in 1996, and we still have teams coming from all over the world to train there. So that's my winners and losers.
Very nice.
All winners, actually.
Thank you. My first winner is going to be Calvin Smyrie, who the Morehouse School of Medicine named a building after him. It's called the Calvin Smyrie Education Conference Center, and this is a person we've talked about a long time on this show who's done so much great work, and they got a lot of funding for Morehouse School of Medicine. Also, our good friend Mayor Vince Williams. Phil, he reminded me we did not talk about him breaking ground on his new Grady emergency room in Union City, so congratulations to him. And then lastly, the Atlanta Falcons. Thank you for picking a University of Georgia guy, Jalen Walker.
They learned from Philadelphia.
Yeah, so definitely shout out to that young man and his career.
That's right. Go Dogs. And Mayor Vince Williams and of course Grady, they deserve a lot of credit for all that. We needed that facility in Union City. My winner is President Trump, and the fact that within 100 days he has basically sealed our southern border. And that's a promise kept. It's going to help everybody. I don't care what your politics is. No more criminals that will be coming in, and people, that are wage thieves. I call them wage thieves, these people that come in and take American jobs. I also think that there's better cooperation now between ICE here in Georgia because of that with local law enforcement. And finally, I went after the mayor of Jonesboro last week as a loser for what's going on there. I have to criticize the Clayton County Sheriff. The paperwork problems over in the jail, they mistakenly released their third inmate, which was awful, and they had finally got him. But what's going on over there?
All
Losers.
Right. Melita.
Congratulations to Senator John Ossoff for releasing a report about the harmful impact of Georgia's 6-week abortion ban on women experiencing pregnancy complications. He also had a Friday morning town hall meeting for 250 to 300 with nary an arrest and not a single person escorted out of the room.
And nobody was tased.
Nobody was tased.
All right.
There we go.
We'll leave it there. Make it a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Well, welcome in. I'm Ariel Onstad. Thank you so much for streaming with me on your Sunday morning. It's great to have you here. We've got a lot of news to get to on your Sunday. One of the first stories we're tracking deals with a grocery store shooting in DeKalb County. Our Lindsay Tuman has been following up on this throughout the morning. And Lindsay Tuman joins us now live. And Lindsay, what a scary situation. 2 bystanders shot during all of this.
Yes, Ariel, so scary to think about, especially because this happened at around 11:30 on Saturday morning, a time when a grocery store would probably be very busy. Now, DeKalb County Police say they got the call over to the Ingalls on Rockbridge Road. When they got there, they discovered that 2 people, 2 employees actually, had been in some kind of altercation. A 3rd person joined in, and then 2 of those people opened fire inside that grocery store. The gunfire struck 2 innocent bystanders who police say were employees in their 60s. Now, investigators say that they have arrested somebody in this case, 47-year-old Quincy Mitchell. He's being charged with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. At this time, it's unclear what exactly sparked that gunfire, but folks who had loved ones inside that store say that those were some terrifying moments for everyone involved.
But I know it was a hail of bullets basically from the assailant. Something about 6-7 shots from him, and one of the people who worked there went for his weapon and returned fire to protect. I guess he was trying to protect who was working there.
Now, at this time, investigators say that the folks who were taken to the hospital, those innocent bystanders who were shot, were alert and conscious at the time that they were taken to the hospital, but their injuries are being considered serious. There's no current condition update on them this morning. And investigators, again, made 1 arrest, but it's unclear if they're looking for another suspect or if they're planning to make another arrest in this case. As soon as we get an update from law enforcement, of course, we'll pass that along to you as well. But for now, that's the very latest here in DeKalb County. Ariel, back to you.
Following up on this for us, we'll continue to check in with you throughout the morning. One of the things I want to let you guys know about does involve a bit of a traffic headache later today. And we're talking, of course, about something fun, but at the same time, something good to have on your radar. And that is Atlanta Streets Alive is coming back for its first event of the summer. Atlanta Streets Alive returns today, and this free event shuts down Peachtree Street in Midtown. This year, it's going to shut down from Alabama Street to 15th Street. So that is Peachtree Street between those two. Quite a few blocks. So again, if this is part of your commute or you're planning to head out today, keep in mind you will not be able to cross Peachtree during that time. Now, if you're not familiar, Atlanta Streets closes down the street for hours. Today, it's going to be from 2 to 6 p.m. It creates a safe car-free community for walkers, runners, bikers, and skaters. And because it is National Pet Parent Day, there's going to be a pet enrichment station there at the Atlanta Streets Alive. Today's event will be the first of 5 events. And again, it runs from 2 to 6 p.m. today. And I do want to let you guys know about another developing story we are following near Augusta this morning. One of the things to keep in mind is that a sheriff's deputy is dead and another is in critical condition after a traffic stop that turned into a shootout. You're taking a look at some of the scene video of where this happened. You can see officers with their weapons drawn. Now, there was a huge police presence throughout this. And as we're looking at it, we learned that one of the deputies who was shot did not survive. Police, or rather people nearby, described a deluge of gunfire as they were watching this unfold.
We were hearing the shots going off on, and then it went silent for a good bit, and then we heard like 5 or 6 more shots go off, and then it just went completely silent, and the cops telling us get back, that, they didn't know what was really going on at the moment, just an active shooter to get in the building. And so we stayed in there for a good bit, but then, we didn't hear no more shots, so we thought it was okay to come out.
Well, one of the things to keep in mind as well, the suspect in all of this has been identified as James Blake Montgomery. He took off in an RV or camper, and right now there is a manhunt underway for him. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn new information about this story. But again, 1 police officer was killed near Augusta, and a second one is in critical condition. Well, at this time, I want to also bring a update to you about a major drug bust in DeKalb County. So take a look at your screen. Police say they arrested 6 people and seized 50 pounds of marijuana, guns, and money. The DeKalb Narcotics Task Force says they executed search warrants targeting a drug trafficking organization operating in and around South DeKalb. So you can see from the screen right now, it looks like multiple weapons and, of course, that those drugs. We'll continue to keep you updated as police continue to look into this drug trafficking investigation. And in Cobb County, a 19-year-old is recovering after being hit by a car that was doing donuts in a parking lot. So one of the things as we look through this, we know it happened late Friday night in the parking lot of the West Side Plaza, and you're looking at screen grabs of this situation. Police say the teen was identified as Jeremias Escalante Perez. He was from Virginia, and he was watching a silver Infiniti G35, the one you see there on your screen, do donuts when the driver crashed into him. He was then dragged by the car as the driver tried to get away. No arrest was made, but police say they found the car. And we're told they've identified a person of interest, but have not released that name just yet. So we'll continue to keep you updated as police continue their investigation. For now, though, it is definitely time to check in with meteorologist Alex Forbes and get a look at our Sunday weather forecast.
If you liked yesterday, you're going to like today here across North Georgia. So started off relatively cool this morning. There was a little bit of a chill in the air, but even that's still above average here across the area. So 66 is where we stand in Atlanta right now. And let's see if we can hit maybe graphic 7 there. 59 in Canton, 54 in Blairsville, 64 in Gainesville right now. But 81 is where we're going to head for the afternoon with a 20% chance of rain. And as you look over the course of the next several days, a 20% chance of rain is going to be the name of the game through at least Thursday. So that's front that came through on Friday. That's stalled out down in middle Georgia and is going to slowly work its way back north. So as I was saying, here the current temperature is 66 in Atlanta, say 70 over in Eatonton, 54. Yeah, still the cool spot here in Blairsville. Fox 5 Live Viper is completely quiet at this hour. However, I would be looking for a couple of scattered showers through the day today, namely through the afternoon hours. There we go, into the 80s with only a 20% chance of rain, and it's going to be feeling pretty nice outside. So here's that 7-day forecast one more time. Friday's going to be the day for the cold front. Okay. Air quotes are on the cold part, right? We're not going to dip into the 30s or anything like that. But it's important to note that we're also not going to take, a 10 to 15 degree dip in our high temperatures, because if we were doing that, I think we'd be looking at some stronger storms on Friday. Instead, I think this is going to be a little more subdued across North Georgia than what it could be for this time of year. Obviously, getting into May now, it's the time of year where we can see severe weather.
It's very good to know. Looking ahead to this, I feel I saw more chances for rain a few days ago, and I feel like that's kind of dwindled a little bit.
Yes, to an extent. I think it's just we're looking further in now, right? So,
yeah.
If you included yesterday, we would have had a chance of rain every day of the week.
Yes,
and that's,
yes. I was hoping you were going to tell me that I was correct. We were looking at less of a chance of rain. And, then we could just continue on. But I understand. It's May in Georgia pretty much at this time.
Yep. Well, almost. May, what is it? Next
May brain.
Thursday, I think it's first day. Wednesday? I don't know.
So by the time we get to the later half of this week.
Right.
Alex, when we're looking at this also, we want to keep in mind, okay, as we're going through, this is where the cool down is going to happen. So is there a potential for severe weather, or you were saying you think that's a little more subdued?
Well, so I don't want to say no, right? Like,
of course.
I think that we will have some storms. I think a couple of them could be on the stronger side, potentially, but I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary, and there is no big alarm bell going off in my head about Friday. That is something like, whoa, okay, hold on. That requires a closer look. Just not yet.
Alex, thank you so much.
Yep.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoy your Sunday. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we return, we're going to be talking with Meals on Wheels Atlanta about how you can help Atlanta's seniors and how food prices have been affecting them as they try to feed those who are vulnerable in our community. We'll get to that in the next 2 minutes. Well, welcome back. I'm Ariel Onstad, and we want to talk about the state of senior hunger here in Atlanta and the state of Georgia. As many of Atlanta's seniors face food insecurity, we want to bring in CEO Charlene Crusoe Ingram from Meals on Wheels Atlanta. Charlene, great to have you here.
I'm really pleased to be here, so thank you.
Charlene, I wanted to ask you about how seniors are faring with your organization. I know you help people on a daily basis, and 70% of the seniors you help rely on you guys, sometimes for their only source of food. How's that going?
Well, we are serving what we believe to be a great population of seniors in Atlanta. But unfortunately, we have a wait list of over 800. So we're feeding a group of seniors, but because of the cost of food, our prices have gone up substantially. So we cannot add more seniors to the population we're serving. I think we have about 560 seniors, 2 meals a day, plus a shelf-stable breakfast box. So it's hard to say no. The good news is we're still able to serve those seniors. We were not impacted by government funding. We are impacted, however, on the goodness of citizens in this community to donate to us.
Yeah.
We rely on donations from corporate, from family foundations, from individuals. So we could definitely use more donations.
What does a donation do for you guys? If someone wanted to drop off shelf-stable items or donate their time or money, how does that allow you to help seniors who are facing food insecurity?
So let's take them separately. Food, we have a pantry. We have a group of seniors who are still able to prepare their own meals. So those food donations go into a grocery bag and they're delivered, just as our medically tailored meals are. $7 pays for one meal. $7. So $14 would cover the 2 meals a day for a senior that we serve. The other important thing, however, is the delivery of those meals, because many seniors are homebound, and to have a volunteer drop in to deliver that meal is absolutely essential for them.
So many can't leave their homes and get to the store for groceries or don't have the means to be able to get it for themselves. So you're telling me for just the cost of a cup of coffee a day, I can give a senior a meal, $7. What does it look like? You're saying over 800 seniors are on your wait list. Do you find that number is higher than in recent years? Is that the highest it's ever been?
Absolutely. We, in fact, stopped accepting seniors because it looked like it was never ending. At one point, 3 years ago, I'd say, we had 0 folks on our wait list. So over the past 3 years, that list has grown and grown and grown, and we're not able to pull down from the list as we are accustomed to doing. So it's food prices, it's the baby boomer population that's exploding in Atlanta. So more seniors need support from us.
What do you think? Do you think food prices contribute as well to seniors not being able to afford food? Are there other factors involved with why the wait list is so high?
Food prices is for us, number one, because protein, they need a protein in their box. Chicken, beef, 38% is what we have experienced with protein items in the food tray. So food prices, a larger population, and we're living longer. So we're keeping seniors in our regular population much longer. They need our food. So I'd say those are the 3 things that are definitely impacting our ability to serve more seniors.
Hmm.
It's a good thing that people are living longer, but that
Yeah.
means they need our food for a longer period of time.
Makes sense. It's not just meals you guys provide for seniors, but you also help with some home repairs and help with pets as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's the bonus from that we receive from volunteers going into the homes. Uh, a few years ago, they came to us and said, "This senior on my volunteer list has a leaky roof. Can you help them?" So over the years, we've grown our home repairs program to include uh, the large funding we get from Home Depot Foundation. Plus, we've got support from the City of Atlanta's development arm, Invest Atlanta. We use those funds to do roofs, to put in ramps, whatever that senior needs. As long as the funds will go, we use those. The other thing we learned from volunteers is that our seniors were feeding their food to their pets.
Yeah.
We have a partnership now with the Humane Society. We feed all dogs and cats that our seniors own, and they can enjoy that nutritional meals themselves.
And Charlene, as a final question, are there any events or ways people can get involved that are upcoming?
Absolutely. Our big taste event comes up May 30th. We have 18 restaurants that will be providing bites, drinks, DJs. It's going to be a real fun night. So go online. People can go online and buy a ticket. That's our first big event. So please. Then we have a golf tournament. We have a women's luncheon. Our big black tie event is in November. Those events bring in funds to us. All of those funds support our meal services program. So that's how people can support us. We need those funds along with the foundations that support us as well. So the other thing I should mention, we have a product online called Purposeful Gourmet Pecans. If people buy those pecans, those funds also go directly to our food service program.
Amazing. So people are able to get something for themselves and also give back in return and help Atlanta seniors who are dealing with hunger and food insecurity. Charlene, thank you so much for your time and for letting us know how we can get involved. I understand rising food prices are affecting a lot of different people, and I'm sure Atlanta seniors are no different, especially as you guys work to feed them. So thank you so much for your time today and letting us know how we can get involved.
I appreciate the opportunity to talk about Meals on Wheels Atlanta. So thank you.
Thanks, Charlene. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when we return, We have Commissioner Tyler Harper here with us. And Commissioner, it is great to have you. You guys just released a map showing different U-Pick farms in the state and the rise of agrotourism here in the state of Georgia. I first want to ask you, what is agrotourism and how has it grown here in Georgia?
Well, good to be with you, Ariel. Thank you for having us. And look, agriculture is our number one industry in the state. $91.4 billion industry. It is truly the backbone of Georgia. And what agritourism is it gives the general public an opportunity to see agriculture firsthand. You get to experience farm life in very compact way, but it's an opportunity to showcase what agriculture is all about. And farmers, farm families, farms all across our state utilize agritourism not only as a way to help tell their story and tell the story of agriculture, which is what agritourism is about also, but it's also about it's a supplemental income for some of those farm families also, but it gives everyday Georgians, everyday Americans an awesome opportunity to experience agriculture in a different way. It's most cases, most operations, it is a family-friendly event for all ages. And there are a lot of opportunities for field trips, for school systems, for elementary school, middle school, high school kids. And it gives you that understanding of knowing where your food comes from and why agriculture is so important to our life every single day and allowing these operations to succeed.
It makes sense. And you pick farms and allowing people to get up close and get that hands-on experience is just one piece of the bigger agrotourism puzzle. Why did you guys decide to put together a big map and release that with all the different farms in the state? What was kind of the reason?
So like you said, agritourism is a big umbrella, right? And you pick operations and you pick farms where you can go out and pick your products yourself. Is just one part of that agritourism operations, whether it's corn mazes or vineyards and wineries and pumpkin patches to a lot of other opportunities. But U-Pick is one of those interesting things where the everyday consumer can go pick their own products right off of that farm. And so we wanted to put together a map and showcase those operations that allow consumers to do that. There's a lot of I think today there's a lot of folks that are interested in where their food comes from. And one of the things we talk about a lot in helping tell that story is telling consumers when they go to the grocery store to look for the Georgia grown label. And if you can't find it Georgia grown, to look for that American grown label, because that those products have been held to the highest standard in the world. And they're the safest, most secure food supply in the world, what we grow right here in America, what we grow right here in Georgia. Well, giving folks the opportunity to pick it themselves gives them that ability to know where their food comes from, to be able to go pick it themselves, and they can have the highest confidence in the product that they're bringing home to their families. But it also gives them an opportunity to enjoy it and understand how that product eventually makes it to the grocery store shelf. And so the interactive map we put together on our website at georgiagrown.com gives Georgians all across the state the ability to find those operations and participate themselves, whether it's picking blueberries or wildflowers. There's a lot of opportunity, like I said earlier, for all ages to participate.
I love it. It's so much fun picking your own strawberries, your own blueberries, getting up close and personal with the food you're going to bring home. Is that why you think agrotourism and especially these U-Pick farms have grown so much in the state of Georgia? Do you think it's this bigger desire for transparency in our food supply? Are there any other factors contributing?
Look, I think it's a lot of different things. I think COVID is allowed, and during COVID, there was a big shift of the food supply chain and understanding where food comes from, because we saw then, I think people realized the importance of the food supply chain and how critical it was to keep it intact. And I think at that point and over the last couple of years, there's been more of this interest in understanding where our food comes from. And like I said earlier, in America, our farmers, our producers, we produce the safest, most secure food supply in the world, and supporting our American farmers and our American ranchers right here at home helps ensure that we keep that food supply intact so they can continue to do what they do every single day. But agritourism does continue to grow. It's a over $200 million a boost to our state economy every single year, and contributing to our state's success. Our Georgia Grown team at the department continues to work every single day to help these farming and family farm operations continue to succeed, but also utilizing our efforts at the department to get that message out to consumers all across the state, regardless of where they are. And then we also have the Georgia Grown Trails that gives individuals an opportunity to travel down the highways and byways of the state of Georgia and see different operations as you travel down those trails. There's 6 of them across Georgia, and you can go to georgiagrowntrails.com to find out more information about those. But with our U-Pick operations, we have 55 Georgia Grown members that are participating in that, and we're promoting that on social media. And we hope that folks take an opportunity to get their families out. It's spring, it's a perfect time, especially now with school starting to wrap up over the next couple of weeks. It's just a perfect opportunity for family outings, and just finding ways to support our operations right here in Georgia, and giving our farm families an opportunity to be successful, but at the same time giving consumers confidence in what they're buying and what they're purchasing. And I think what's important too, especially in the Atlanta area, is we have a lot of operations that are really close, within 60 miles of Atlanta, where you can go out and participate. And those operations are on our website and on that U-Pick map as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you talked about how it fits into the bigger economy here in Georgia, because I was curious about that. Also, social media, I can see playing a role in some of this, boon in U-Pick farms. People spread the word amongst their friends and families, and then suddenly there's a really beautiful photo, or it looks like a lot of fun, and suddenly everyone's got to go. I know you have a busy day, so maybe as a final question, if someone were just starting off with a U-Pick farm, maybe they wanted to be included, or they're looking to get started in kind of this agritourism type area, what would be your advice to them for success, and how would someone get involved with that, whether they wanted to do that in the north, the south, any part of our state?
Look, at the end of the day, we're the Department of Agriculture. We're here to help farmers, farm families, and anybody that wants to get involved in agriculture, get involved, stay involved, and be successful in that. That's one part of our mission every single day. Part of our mission also is to keep our food supply safe and ensure that consumers can have confidence in what they're buying, whether it's at the gas pump, at the grocery store, or even when they buy a lottery ticket, they can have confidence in knowing that the numbers that are being drawn are all taken care of and done correctly, because we weigh the lottery balls. There's a lot that we do at the Department of Agriculture, but for those that are interested in getting involved in agritourism, our Georgia Grown team and our marketing team does a phenomenal job in helping them plan out those operations and what that looks like for them moving forward. And I would encourage them to reach out to us here at the department. We'll get them in contact with our Georgia Grown team. We'll work to get them, if they're not already a member of our Georgia Grown program, we'll make sure we get them signed up for that, and be able to get them the access to those resources they need to allow their operation to be successful. Because that's part of what we do every single day, regardless of where you come from, your background. If you're a 6th, 7th generation producer like myself and my family, or you're getting into this for the first time ever, we have resources available to help all of those individuals get on their feet and be successful and be part of our state's #1 industry, and continue to allow it to be successful every single day. And we look forward to doing that at the department in any way that we can.
Commissioner, thank you so much for your time, for letting us know more about this map, how we can get involved. I think I'm going to be planning my next trip to go pick some strawberries or blueberries after this.
A lot of good places to do it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. And when we
and I listened to it nonstop. What was your first introduction to Carole King?
Oh, my first introduction was the CD of Tapestry in my mom's minivan, because my mom is a diehard Carole King fan. So this is really exciting for me to do that show for her. But I remember listening to Natural Woman in my mom's car, and then just like falling in love with the music of that era and like the 60s and 70s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And all of her cohorts as well. So like John Denver and that kind of music.
Yeah. But did you really know much about her life before taking this part, or has this been really educational for